Oh, turn the radio down. Okay, I just bolted the car back on. You know what? You don't necessarily need that gasket on that insulator. There's an O-ring on the carburetor already built in, and then there's one O-ring built into the insulator, so one goes on either side, and that's the way I had it. When I was looking at the insulator, I thought, oh man, it's only insulated on one side. Anyways, it doesn't hurt to put a gasket in there anyways. Better seal. Okay, so yeah, that's all together. Everything's bolted on, and I can't wire in the coils yet until I put the cone back on. Everything's tight. I was watching my video and I forgot to put that bolt back in. It was laying down here, so I put that back in. And yeah, I checked the shipping on that plunger, and it's not till February 1st. It says it'll be here. The lifters though should be in this week. So when the lifters come in, I'll get the push rods and the lifters in, cam in, all that done. So that'll be all ready to go. Got my benches all cleaned up. Got my big bench all cleaned up. Got my pizza box out. And what I'm gonna do today is split those cases, clean everything all up really nice, check the crank, make sure it's true. It should be good. It came right off the guy's bike in Windsor there, I'm sure, unless he dropped it, but it should be good. And but nice to get the barrels and everything back on this thing. And I've got the S&S lifters. Not sure where I put them. I'm not using them. I got the standard lifters, stock lifters. I'm gonna put back in them, in this engine here. I don't like those S&S lifters. They're too noisy. Yeah, here they are here. Yeah. They're like brand new. I'll sell them to somebody if they want them. Maybe put them on eBay once the bridge opens up. But I don't like them. They got a tick sound when they get warmed up. Okay, so that's a project. I'm gonna put this together. Take it apart and then put it together.
Let's take it real slow. You know we got what you need, baby. So take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey. Come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, beat up. Wow. Come on.
this stuff out here, make sure everything's in good shape. This spacer's in nice shape, smoother than that other one I just put together. This seal is hard as a rock, so that's an old seal in there. Let's see here. This case, where the stator goes on here, the stator's bolted on here, somebody's broken a bolt off right in here. Couldn't get it out. So it looks like they re-drilled holes right beside it all the way around and re-tapped it. That's probably all right. Can't go too far or this plug won't align. I don't have a stator with the spare parts, so I'm going to have to get a stator. The bearings look good. I was just looking at one side, looks a little more polished than the other side, and the same with this. I can't remember how these bearings go. I got to read about it again, but there's different sizes, and you lap them in there, I guess. The oil pump gears look good. That's what the guy told me was the problem, was the oil pump seized or something or damaged the engine, but I don't see any sign of that. Gears are all in good shape. There's no scoring at all on the inside here. Got to pull this one out to see that one. Yeah, the pump looks in really good shape in there. So that's okay. I'll take that all apart, clean all that up. I want to spin this crank and see how true it is. This was the engine the guy pulled out of his '89 FLH down there, and I don't know why he did it. I think maybe he put a bigger engine in. He put a newer engine in, I know for sure. Maybe it was bigger. But I thought he said the oil pump wasn't working or something. I don't know, but it looks all right to me. I'm going to clean these cases all up really good. Put a new seal in here. And so this bearing looks good too. Unless you've had a major catastrophe or you got 300,000. You can easily put 200,000-300,000 kilometers on these bearings. There's no issue there. I don't see any wear on these ones. If you have a blow up or low oil pressure, you start to damage all this stuff. But I don't see any damage anywhere. Okay, I'm going to clean up these cases. problems. I was just going to put this in the lathe there to spin it to see if it's true or not. I don't have, I got the live center in here. I got 2 live centers, but I can't put it in here. But my chuck fits in there pretty snug, and I could do it that way. That's what I was just going to do. I just wanted to give a little spin, but we got problems with this end, this crank. And look at that there. Like, what the hell? I don't even know what that is. I never seen anything like that. And there's the bearings. I knew the inner bearings they were a little bit more polished, a little bit more wear on them. And the same when you look in, is it this one? Yeah. So that's the inside. That'd be the inside in there. And it's a little bit more like grayed out than the other side. But what the hell is that? Oh no, this, I thought it was on that side. No, it's this side. This is the cover here. Yeah, so that's on the inside. So yeah, there it is there. Let me wipe that off. See how it's all kind of polished in on this side here? A little bit rougher than the other side. So that's the issue with this crank. Needs new bearings, crank bearings, and I'm gonna see if Peter's shop can spray weld that and turn it down. That's weird. It's almost like it's flaked off at one point. It doesn't look like anything's ground around it, you know, like normally you would see. It's almost like it's flaked off. Wow. So this crank's got to come apart. Okay. Here's where I'm at with this video. I'm going to finish it up because I'm going to do a whole separate video on rebuilding this crank and this crank pin. This pin is bolted in from the other side, and I'm going to have to take this nut off and press apart this crank. So I got to make up a jig for this. I got to get some flat bar steel, and I already ordered this pinion shaft of the crank here. It's like 58 bucks US. I found one for. And also, this is an 87 cases. If you go by the numbers, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The H designates the year anyways, and that's 87. And the DJ is FLHTC, I believe it is. So that's what this is out of, and that's what the guy had. I thought it was an 89, but it was an 87. And he put a newer engine in it. So I think I'm going to designate, I couldn't, actually, even with Tetra Machine, I never saw anywhere where he's taking apart the crank, but he does have some here, some on doing this bearing. And this is really tricky, fitting the bearing into this case and honing this and machining it to the right size ball bearings. Where they are here. These come in like 5, 6 different sizes. And I just found a guy locally. I was on eBay here, worldwide eBay, parts all over the world, Taiwan, China, everything. And here's the guy, it's a few miles down the road in Corunna, that's got he's selling all 5 of these sizes, bulk, on eBay, and for 75 bucks, Canadian. And I see there's 1 or 2 of these individual ones on the eBay there for like 22 bucks plus shipping. American money. And the thing is, they're all different sizes. There's red, yellow, blue, white, green. They're color coded because they're each like a thou. I think they're like a thou difference, or half a thou difference each one. So you got to really machine it and fit it to your crank pin. And so I'm going to do a video on that. My bore gauge doesn't go that small. This is 1 3/4. My bore gauge goes to 2 inch, starts at 2 inch. So I'm gonna have to get some inside mics. And this has to be honed anyways because it's gotten rough on that one spot there where it's being run. You can actually, I can feel it here. I can actually feel a ridge. And that's the bottom of the stroke where it's hammering. So you really, that's where you feel the ridge the most, right there. So I'm going to designate one video just to do in this crank. So I'm going to leave this video like that. I've got all the parts ordered. I've got the nut driver, pinion nut driver for this nut here ordered as well too, because I didn't do the final torque on that, and I still got some play in here because this isn't pressed in all the way enough. So that's coming in, and I might even order that for the other side down here, that main bearing press. It's gonna be over $100 though, unless I can find one. I'll keep looking. If I had my lathe up and going, I could make one. But I just gotta get that T-nut made for that tool holder on the lathe, and I can start working on that. Okay, phone's ringing, gotta go. See you next week.